Today we are going to be making a rain gutter supply system for our plants. Now Larry Hall is who came up with this, and I think it's an excellent idea, and I've been using it, but I need to make some more for a project I'm doing. So what we got here is, I got 3 sticks of PVC rain gutter. You can buy at Lowe's for about $7 a stick. I've got the treated 2x4x8, which are about $3 a stick, $2.5 to $3 a stick at Lowe's. I've got these caps, which are, if I recall, just under $3 a piece. Alright, now you're going to need 2 of these per rain gutter, okay? I'm using the roofing screws because they seal, and those are going to be used to hold the gutter into the wood framing. And over here is just regular screws. I like to put together with screws in case I want to take it apart later. It makes it easier. Now for our supply system of the water, we're going to be using these Sterlite containers. The small one is going to be used to set the level, and the large one is our reservoir. Now the reservoir is going to be self-filling. Got my fitting here to put onto the hose to attach to it. Now each of those uses one of these small floats. I picked them up off eBay. A lot of times I can get them, 10 for $7, and that's including shipping. It's a lot cheaper than the bigger ones that they like to use on the other rain gutter systems. Now I only use 2 of these floats to fill all 6 of these. Mine are close enough together and such that it makes it quite easy. Well, let's get to it and get right back. Alright, now we got this marked out. I'm making mine at 4 foot, but for the purpose of ease of work and such, I make it 4'3". And that's because these end caps on the end, which don't exactly fit down flush to the PVC, are an inch wide. That gives me an inch on both ends and an inch for wiggle room. So if you're making it 8 foot, go 8'3", because the rest is going to be scrap anyway. Or if you're putting a float in the end, add another 9 inches, 10 inches, whatever the case may be. Myself, I don't like the float in it. I like the float outside, but to each his own. Now when you're cutting it, you can use a hacksaw or take a blade and turn it backwards. Myself, I like these composite blades. Composite blades don't chunk up the PVC, give a nice cut, and if they do get gummed up with PVC, next time you cut a piece of metal, it just cleans it right off. They're self-cleaning. Alright, so let's get to it and see what we got. This is why I like the composite blades. See the nice smooth ends? No chipping, nothing. Makes it nice and easy. Nice, really easy to work with. And trial and error is how I figured that out. Now we got to move on to the wood bases, where I will take the 2x4s, cut for each section of rain gutter that I've got now. There'll be 2 4-foot sections for the sides and 2 16-inch sections for the bases. Alright, we will get back with that. Now that we got all the wood cut, 2 4-foot pieces for each rain gutter and 2 16-inch pieces for each rain gutter, we're going to move on to drilling some pilot holes. Now the pilot holes will be 1/8 inch. They'll be put in the side so that when you run the screw in from the inside, you don't split the PVC. The other thing to keep in mind is some rain gutters have this little lip inside. So after you drill the pilot hole, you're going to have to kind of grind off that little lip, okay? So that you got a flush place for the screw to go. Alright, thanks. Alright, now that we got all the pilot holes drilled and cleaned out, what we're going to do is put caps on the ends before we start the next stage. Now that we got the pilot holes drilled and the end caps on, it's ready to put it all together. So here we got the two sides and two base plates, and I'll show you how it goes together. Alright, we used roofing screws on the side, and we went 3 inches from the end, 14, and then one at dead center. And followed it on this side, 3 inches from the end, 14, and back to dead center. And we did this on both sides. And after we got the sides put on, we put the bases on, which all we did was put 2 decking screws in. Should hold it fine. Now all we got to do is make the other 6. Move on to the next step. Alright, I've got these rain gutters built. I'm basically going to make 2 rafts with 3 on each, mounting them to 2x4s. This will make them easier to plumb and easier to level. Alright, I've got it mounted to the 2x4s. Put plastic underneath it because I'm going to mulch it so I don't have to worry about any grass. Now I was finding the high point so that I can level from there, and then I'll be plumbing. Alright. Okay, it's going to be easier for me to show you this here. What I'm going to do in plumbing these is I'm going to drill a 1/4 inch hole in the end caps, about 3/4 of an inch up. I don't want it on the bottom because if for some reason it backfills, water runs backward, you'll suck trash up into the line. But just a 1/4 inch hole, and I use this landscape tubing, 1/4 inch tubing. It's like what you use on drip irrigation or little sprinkler heads. But I'll take it and I'll cut it at an angle. Now, it'll fit right in there, okay? And just take you a pair of needle nose pliers, whatever. And I found it's easier just to roll it in, okay? Now, once you get enough in there, you can cut it off, you know, after about a 1/4 inch or so. But the end result is the tubing's a little bigger than a 1/4 inch. So what it does is it makes its own seal, so you don't need a grommet. Now I'll do this to every one of them, and then I'll connect them together with T-fittings back to the water supply. Alright. Alright, we got this all set up. Got everything leveled, had to do a little tweaking. Got some leaves and straw around it, make it pretty. The level, as you can see, is right down about there. That's good. Had to do a little tweaking to get it level. Got them all hooked together, as you can see, using the T-fittings. And then we bury it under the straw. And down here, we got this sterlite. This is what's setting our level for everything. Okay. Now, after everything's said and done, I'll probably just cover this up with straw to keep the light off it. It's the bad thing about using clear. Now, the supply reservoir is over here. And here's our connection coming from the hose. I'll show you inside. Got one float. Okay. And this right here, 80 pounds of water. Don't have to worry about the wind or anything like that taking it off. The only thing you do have to worry about is the lid, and just one little bungee across the top takes care of that. Alright, we'll be moving on to the potting and putting all of our plants on here. Alright, we're going to put 3-inch net pots in the bottoms of these 5-gallon pots. Now they already have a hole in them, so the drill bit here, keep it from wobbling with the 3-inch hole saw on it, I took this strand board and drilled a hole in it, 3 inches, and I'll center it over the bottom of the pot. That way I'll be able to make a nice round hole. Now when you're using these drill bits on plastic, put them in reverse. Makes a nice clean cut. Alright? Alright. Right here we drilled our 3-inch bottom. Okay? And right here we got our net pot. And as you see, we started packing it with potting soil. Now we want to fill it as much as possible. It could use a little more. So, put that down in there. Spread out our cloth. Now let's get some more potting soil. Alright. Pack that shit. Pack it in there. Alright. Alright. Now what we'll do is we will fill this up and transplant our plants into it. Alright. Alright, we got everything potted up. We got it all planted out here. It's going to make things a lot easier. Everything's down into the rain gutter. Here, I'll show you an example. Here's a wild Fred. Now first off, these are just plastic cardboard. You can pick this up at Home Depot for like $10 a 4x8 sheet. Or, it's the same stuff they use in produce, and you might be able to pick it up for free out the backside of a grocery. Now, I'll show you down here. Lift this up. There's your net pot. As you can see, it's sitting down good in the water. So it'll wick up, keep the plant nice and moist. So, I hope you all have enjoyed this. I know I have. These make my life a lot easier. Alright, hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe or check out some of my other videos.